I think we are doing. We've got people like Bolo Soul. You've got people like Dysonomics. You've got people like Cancel Moments.
We're gonna pause.
Really, I'm gonna name because I'm gonna shout out these people because they're really good.
Are in debt. Yeah, and if they're not in debt, they're broke. And if they're not broke, they're not investing well. They'd rather get red bottoms. I'm not done. Oh. Check my wig. You know, if you get Bella laughing enough, yeah, she moves her wig to the side.
Yeah.
That's basically like Bella saying, "I'm done." Like she just goes.
No, do you know, it's funny. I've done it on Black Canvas. Listen, I'm gonna do it. Watch. You make me laugh.
She'll do it probably after I watch. This girl, honestly, it's like a mop. It's like a mop on her head.
Do you remember when I put the glasses on the side as well?
You're actually so stupid. I actually really hate her. Literally, she just moves it like a mop.
Oh, by black people? Yeah. Oh.
That feels like a loaded question. Always, but it depends. Are you looking at it from a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King perspective, or are you looking at it as we've just got more black? Like I'm saying, black people are great and black is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, there are real issues we face as black people versus this kind of infatuation and this fashion and this trend that we have of black excellence. You know, and often the two don't actually complement each other. Like we can either be used and appropriated because it's exotic and it's fun and we run the culture, or we can understand that like we are in this country and in these privileged places are living lives that most of our people are suffering and not able to.
Not often enough, to be honest. Not that
How do black people represent ourselves?
Exactly. And then how do we measure that as well? Because I'm sure some people are still doing it, but we just don't see it. It's not at the forefront. It's not something that we see every day. So when the Akon did his thing, I think that went and that came and that went so quick for me, because I'm like, what he was doing was this man put light in, do you know what I mean, certain part of Africa, and I was like, wow, that should be celebrated a lot more, do you know what I mean? Even when I watch Vlad TV, his interview on that, and I was like, wow, when he was talking about how he even got into things, about how that even happened, he personally wanted to do it for his grandma.
Yeah.
It started from something very personable, which was him going over to his grandma's house in Africa, and he just being sick of like, why is there no light in your house? Do you know what I mean? Like it was something so small. To him, it was so small, but because to someone like her, she doesn't make up a fuss. She's used to it. Do you know what I mean? So he was like, nah, this is. I have to do something about this. I have to sort something out.
I believe it was BBC, like BBC iPlayer or something. Anyway, BBC put out that black people are taking over. Black creatives are taking over the internet. So we may not be in mainstream media like on the television or the big screens like in movies, but in terms of like what we're doing here with this show and things like podcasts and so on, black creatives are actually dominating. So I think we are being represented.
Yes. My question would be, in what industry? That's what my question would be. I think depending on what it is, it depends. So for something like, as you said, creatives, the creative side is really advanced, but I think that's because other races and other people from other backgrounds are embracing black culture, and also we've seen the Jamie Olivers, you know, still the jerk, you know, all of these type of ideologies that they're just taking over for themselves. Not even ideologies, black things that they're stealing.
Jamie Oliver, just stay with
No,
please.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. We've already. Custom is fine. But what I'm saying is, I think that because other people from different backgrounds have started to embrace and accept our culture, it's being represented more. So it's been represented more in the creative side, like in music, in entertainment, in fashion. Everything's urban now. If it's not urban, it's not cool.
I feel like as if black excellence, or what social media has kept as black excellence, is basically fame, fortune and wealth encapsulated into this hashtag. I feel like with black excellence, it's only seen as if you're black and wealthy, or if you're black and famous, or if you're black and powerful to some extent, then you're seen as
qualifying for that hashtag.
I mean, I get his point. I really do, and I agree with a lot of his points. I just don't believe it's. I feel like if we look at it and we flip it, the media itself is controlled by literally not black people. The media itself has the biggest platform to scream about how they want to portray black people. We control little media titles, the Shade Borough, the Shade Room, the little stuff. So there's only so much, and even them people, yes, sometimes they do make a good effort of pushing out good content, and then yes, there are people such as the Shade Boroughs and stuff who like to put out bad content. But at the same time, I'm trying to articulate my words. You have the media that portrays black people negatively. Rarely, most of the time, not most of the time, you see people, they give you the glimpses here and there, like, oh yeah, this happened, yeah, there you go. But majority of the time, it's negative portrayals. Then you have people that want to set up their own little media stuff that could be purely based on gossip, and gossip usually is negative. Gossip isn't a good thing most of the time. So that includes black, white people, anyone. Anyone can get it, in my opinion. And more time, gossip is entertainment, it's music, it's that kind of field. So who makes up a lot of that is black people. So if Joe Budden and Sin Santana want to fight or whatever and it gets out, why not report it? Because it's something, whatever. But if Beyonce sells out a headline show, whatever, that will get reported too.
I don't think it's a celebrity's responsibility to do that, because I think it's quite unfair when we say that because you're a celebrity and you have the means to do it, you should. Because again, like, it's not their
I
responsibility.
think it is the celebrity's responsibility to do it. It's not nice, it's a given. Do it. I think that when you have a purpose in life and God amplifies your presence in the world.
Yeah, see,
and
exactly.
God.
We say it.
No, but listen, okay, not everyone's religious, but if you are, listen to what I'm saying. So if God already says that your purpose is a specific stage, yeah? The stage of life, okay? God already says that and puts you at that. Preaching. No, but if he puts you at that level of stardom, it means that your reach is bigger and bolder than someone like myself, who might be an ordinary woman. So you are automatically responsible to carry yourself in a specific way to help the less fortunate. And if you happen to be African Caribbean, what am I even saying? I'm tired. Afro-Caribbean, if you happen to have that descent, guess what? You've got things to do. Because if you haven't noticed, we're still dying out.
I think it would be nice for them to open doors for people coming up. But in terms of, it would be nice. And then also in terms of, like, giving back to our home, like back to our countries, because, like, if I make it big, I'm not going to lie to anyone, if I make it big, I don't think, I like you, when I make it big, I don't necessarily think I'm going to do anything for Nigeria.
I don't think that, now you see, I don't think that that's a responsibility.
I might do.
So I don't think that that's a responsibility. I don't think it's a given to suddenly go to a country that you may not identify with as strongly.
But that's the thing, I do. I
don't think it's a huge given. I would understand if you might want to invest in Afro-Caribbean people within the UK, for instance, or within your what you understand, the communities you understand, because I can understand how scary it might be to go into a whole new territory, like Nigeria or like Ghana.
I just don't care about the country that much.
And that's fair. And that's very fair. That's not, do you know what I mean? Because to be honest, I don't think that that's a given.
No one really embraces the
I don't know, man. That's a loaded statement for me. Because
humility.
Because is it humility that you as a mega celebrity go back to your country and stay in 5-star hotels while everyone praises you as if you were Beyonce landing in their gracious goodness?
Do you know what it is?
It's like the biggest ego boost you can have ever.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's humility mixed in with, like, massaging their ego as well to some extent. So when I said the humility, like, I'm not talking like how we will define it as, but with them it's just seen as giving back, some form of charity work. So let's call it charity work mixed in with ego, with an ego boost as well. Yeah. Because with a lot of people is that, as you said, they are doing that, but what they are doing is that it's sort of like a power. It's like them boosting up their own power to say, I've gone to this place that is less developed, and I'm bringing money in. I'm helping out in any way that I can. I'm doing some form of charity work. This is helping me, but also it's helping them as well. So it's either sort of like a hand-in-hand thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And let's be realistic as well. Everyone that we see that's been doing that form of charity work or, you know, trying to give back, you know, we champion by default. 21 Savage was a prime example. If it was 21 Savage on his first album, when he was talking all that grease, you wouldn't have cared about what he was going through right now. Compared to now, 21 Savage has come out very woke and he's been doing a lot of charity work, has dropped all the jewelry as well. You know, we're everyone's behind him. You've got Jay-Z giving him like $1 million in his lawyer fees and stuff like that. So I feel like it works hand in hand. If it's gonna benefit people back home, so let it be.
Yeah.
If people are doing it for their own selfish needs and purposes, just to make themselves look good and big, so let it be. Fair enough. As long as people back home are benefiting, that's the main important.
I mean, back to Sam's point, Akon, great example. Akon is doing absolutely amazing. That is someone that needs to be celebrated 24/7 because that is an initiative that will live on. A lot of people do things that don't live on. Like, I feel like if we're going to be for the people, whatever, we need to be on the ground as well. We can't just be making it and then I'm done. See you later. I'm out.
Do
Because
you think there's anything wrong with that though?
I feel like in order for people to progress, okay.
When you mean people, do you mean black people?
Yes.
What do you mean? Okay.
For example, black ethnic people have this, if one person makes it, we all make it thing, right?
Yeah.
So if I go to uni, my mum's gone to uni, oh my God, everyone's gone to uni because I've gone, right? So we naturally, because of how society has been, we have to take everyone with us. Like, it's annoying because sometimes like people that are not black or whatever, they most times have that opportunity and that freedom to just be like, I could make it and it's fine because more time my parents and whatever will be calm anyway. But black people more time come from low income families, come from lack of like some people come from a lot of lack of education. So if you make it, you're probably the first person in your family to make it, then everyone makes it, right? So I feel like if I'm gonna be a billionaire tomorrow, how the hell can I not give back to the millions of or hundreds of black people that probably need the same? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to articulate it, but I don't think it makes sense.
I understand what you mean. I mean, I think for me, yeah, whenever we are in these spaces where we do have an opportunity to create, promote, change, do it.
Important thing.
I'm so glad that you said that because this is, and I'm going to try and get through this, is a hard thing to say, but as long as the people who need it are receiving it, and this is the part people don't invest onto, you understand? When I went out to Uganda to go and build this orphanage, all I realized there, I was one of the first Africans to go there. All I realized was this charity, this orphanage, this little orphanage was getting donations from about 5 different countries, right? And none of these kids were seeing that.
Yeah.
There was people who knew exactly how to run this orphanage, how to show the starving kids and all the facilities that weren't working. We're taking the donations and we're not. But that's the problem. If you're going in for the sake of trying to feel good to help Africans, you're not really investing into understanding, wait, who runs this? Oh, this is the uncle of so-and-so, and this one runs 5 other companies in the capital city. Like, you've got to, in Africa especially, because there aren't a lot of jobs. These guys are opportunists. They're waiting for the celebrity who wants to come and do good so that they can set up the appearance of the problem so that you think you're helping. But and it's on both sides. Like, if you're going to go back home, it's not as easy as this is a starving school, I'm just going to give money and then everyone thinks I'm a dope person. Because that's again this voluntary. Yeah, it's cool. It's not white people anymore, but black people can be all of these kind of these savior complexes as well. Like, what really it takes is to really understand the communities you're trying to help and invest time. And if you're a big celebrity, it often means you've got to go in more low key into it. It can't be a whole camera up moment. You've got to really, if you're really trying to do real change, it's got to be a low key, deep moment. And when you've really created an impactful change, that's more than anything is sustainable.
If the quality, look, I don't, this kind of irritates me, yeah, because I'm all for, I'm not gonna lie, I'm all for like the progress, like for black people to progress and
she's also all
become
about
equal.
standard.
But if it's look, I will support it if it is what I require, if it's what I need, and if it reaches, it's hitting the standard that I need it to hit in order for me to use it. So if the functionality is there and the standard is there and the quality is there, then yeah, cool, I'll support it. I'm not just going to support it just because it's black. It's just like saying, just like when I go to, if I go to a shop and they don't have what I want and or the service is not what I want or they're rude to me or whatever, I'm not going to go there again just because you're black. No, you can fucking do one, mate.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So
I think, do you know what, right? This one's a hard one because I'm a bit on your side, right? In the sense that I need standard. So whether you're black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian, that's what I'm going to invest into. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I find myself, and I'm guilty, I find myself trying to just hold on a little bit longer because you're a black-owned business.
Yeah.
If you've
I'll
done
give you
something
more of a
wrong,
chance, yeah.
I give you. I want to give you feedback. I want to tell you, okay, do this right. I want to have a bit more patience with you. I want to have a bit more leniency with you because as much as
but there's only so much you will tolerate because you're
yeah,
not a dickhead.
nah, because I got a mouth of me, mate,
Yeah.
and I'll give it to you.
No, fucking bullshit. Why should it be? Why am I obliged to have to support a black business? I don't care who the person is. It's down towards the quality of that business, more importantly. However, like I understand where people are coming from. Support your own, sort of like how the Jews do. Keep the money within us. I definitely understand that. But if your business is shit, your business is shit.
Exactly.
I'm not going to support
Exactly.
it. I'm not going to
Exactly.
support it. And that's the problem with a few black businesses, just businesses as a whole, that some people haven't got the actual structure down to a T, even down to the quality of what they're providing.
Yeah.
That's the issue that I have. I mean, obviously, there's some people where subconsciously I've said to myself, now, I'm not going to go to, you know, a high store. I'd rather go to a up-and-coming clothing company or whatnot, and wear their stuff. However, some of you man have overpriced your garms and the quality is not that good.
But just because you've printed
Yeah.
a simple black and white image on a couple of
you've
t-shirts
slapped
and
a logo on
hoodies,
there.
that doesn't make it a clothing line.
Yeah, and I'm looking
And
and
don't
thinking,
say this is a black business, fam. Come and support me.
quality is a
And you're
bit
charging
trash.
£50 for a shirt
You
that
know,
cost you £5 to make.
some of you social media cooks as well, you know, I saw the little plates and the little the palettes that you made and stuff, and I thought, okay, fair enough, invest in this thing. I'm getting in there, I'm having mushy jollof rice. Why is my jollof rice looking like mashed potatoes? I don't understand. Doesn't need to be like this. And why? Just because it's a black. No, bro. Provide a good service more than anything. I should feel that no man, woman, or child should be obliged to support something.
Exactly.
Just because.
But we shouldn't be forced. Again, going off that, I agree. There should never be a force, but there should be, the intent should be in all of us as black people to
Keep the
want
money
to
within
help
us.
grow
Yeah.
the community.
Yeah, keep the money within us. But
Yeah.
have quality.
Have
quality.
exactly.
And stop
exactly.
forcing people that they have to support you. I saw the other day that Nunu girl was crying and complaining about saying, oh, black girls, you don't support my business and blah, blah, blah. Listen, newsflash, stupid woman. No black person owes you anything. I don't owe you nothing. Absolutely nothing. I shouldn't have to support a business just because I'm black and you're black. It's down to quality.
I'm trying to remember your points. So I don't like. I hear what he's saying. Like I definitely think he makes a very valid point. But with Killer Mike's show, my man wanted to live black, as in I want to go to a black grocery shop. That could be the equivalent to our black newsagents, black owners. I want to buy Colgate, but made by a black person, black company. I can't. I don't in this UK. I don't know anywhere that I really don't know. America's different, and I'll show you why. Because Killer Mike, God knows, Atlanta is like one of the blackest cities, whatever, in America anyway. So you're bound to get the heritage, the black this, the black that naturally. In this UK, where it's a whole different kind of culture, it's a whole different type of thing. It's very, very, very white British. Like it's very hard. It's only when did we come over? Obviously we came over years ago, but I mean business-wise, 70s, 80s, that's when people are setting up their own stuff. And that is them days, it was very much buy from each other. So you saw Caribbean people were like buy from each other, like that the pound within the black community was within the community. Now the pound is not within the black community. It's with the Asian man down the road. It's with the Chinese man down here. It's with the white man over there. But I can't tell you that I can go from one black shop to another black shop to another black shop in a one day. I can't tell you that. My day will start with me going to Starbucks, me going to Greg's, me going to
Starbucks.
Tesco, and then.
A whole Starbucks.
And then going home, I cannot tell you I can go to Auntie Jenny's shop and get a coffee, and then go to Sylvia's whatever like Jamaican shop, and then go to. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't do that in one day. Where I work, Central London.
But I really want to try and encourage people to really just hold on just a little bit, because we need a bit more patience within our own sometimes.
So I will try to support you, but I'm not going to stay there if you're doing something that doesn't meet my. Because do you know what it is? I wouldn't accept it from a non-black business. So I'm definitely not going to accept it from you, just because you're black.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. But also actively trying to invest 1 day a week or 2 days a week, 2 days a week into.
It's something we should do. We could do.
Do you know what? Yeah, that is hard.
You think?
That is hard.
Because there's lack thereof.
No, because it depends on your space, where you're going. So for instance, if I'm going into the city, right? Yeah. Like where am I going to find that?
So going off what you were saying, nah, bro, like I really need, when I look at our black culture, right, and the fact that we think it's acceptable to go and blow money on things like chains and designer things. You know what I'm saying? We don't realize, before we've sorted out our finances, because you will see Bill Gates, these people are not rolling around with that stuff because they understand financial literacy. They understand you have to invest into passive income, get your revenue streams up, and then with the excess spoils, which is maybe 5% of your income, then you can use that on luxury goods. Whereas black people, as soon as you've got your P up, the first thing you're going to do is blow it on things that make you look like you're big.
Yeah.
And that's an oppressed state of mind.
Yeah.
That's a poverty state of mind.
Yeah.
So when I look, when you going on to the question, I think, no, us as black people, we're not financially literate. We haven't really invested time into building generational wealth, and we're not really even concerned about that. We're so focused on the short-term kind of ego boost we'll get from status and appreciation from our communities, rather than saying, what can I actually build? What have I built, and how long is this going to last? It's going to last my kids and the kids after them. And that's a question I almost see no black person really thinking about or trying to answer.
And I feel like if there's a gap in the market for that, I probably feel like there's someone else out there now, but no one just knows of them, about where you can actually take schools, take lessons online, and find, and obviously be financially literate. Look at Bola Soul that we've done, do you know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, obviously shamelessly plugging. I know she's gonna see this as well. Don't know. But for me, honestly, like, it's those people that have taken the time out to understand and be like, you know what, I don't have any plan on being poor. I really want to understand what it is or means to be financially literate. The moment it becomes a requirement for you, you will take up the arms to actually really learn this stuff. Do you know what I mean? And having the internet is, it's shameless. I don't feel like people should be lazy about this, but do what you can. And if you don't know, contact people that do know. Do you know what I mean? You'd be surprised how much emails you can get by stalking people on LinkedIn. Shamelessly, I do that.
It's true.
Hands down.
It's true.
Hands down.
LinkedIn's
but financial literacy is literally just knowing how to better use your finances, wherever they may be. You could be working in William Hill, you could be working in whatever establishment, retail, even working in like whatever department you're in. It's just better having a better use for.
Can I ask you a question? Would you say you're financially literate? Like, you know?
Not all the way. I wouldn't say I'm 100% there.
Do you know why you're not like all the way?
Because I haven't made it a constant priority for me to be financially literate.
Cool. So
it's not at the forefront. My forefront in my mind is getting better at my craft at presenting.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Getting better at all forms of facet. And then when those means of money then happen, to then do that.
Oh,
no, but we're getting there.
We
are doing really, really well. Shout out to my wig.
I'm going to take it off.
I think we are doing really, we've got people like Bola Soul, you've got people like Dysimonics, you've got people like Capital Moments.
We're going to pause.
Really? I'm going to shout out these people because they're really good.
Are in debt. Yeah? And if they're not in debt, they're broke. And if they're not broke, they're not investing well. They'd rather get red bottoms. I'm not done. They'd rather get red bottoms and take a picture for the gram than invest to move out of council property. That's what they'd rather do. That's the age in which we are living in today. You spend nearly £600 on a shoe. But that I saw.
All right.
There's no money there.
So I think we are doing a lot better. Like recently, someone on the timeline.
Who told you this?
I see it. Remember the company I work for as well. So like a lot of the people I see are like
city people. They're city people.
Yeah, but they're still black.
No, yeah, and I'm all for them. But the majority of our community aren't in your workplace, mate. They are they're out here on these streets. buying red bottoms. Okay?
Okay, can I just say,
Like, and it doesn't
if this makes the episode, yeah, I just say, Bello does not agree. No, why? No, why? Like, no, like.
You know what? I'm not
that
saying that we haven't improved, and I'm not saying that we're not consciously aware and there aren't positive platforms now. But we need to understand why these bola souls now saw that gap.
Okay.
Because she acknowledged, oh my gosh,
we're not as
people
informed.
do not know how to say it. My people do not know how to. Do you know what I mean? And that's why her platform exists. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's why it's so powerful, because we don't actually have that knowledge from a very young age. Like, to just, like, in my head, I dreamt one time of the children that I don't have yet. But I was literally like, I want to teach them how to just, like, put something in a piggy bank and just be like, okay, don't touch it, because at the end of the year, you're gonna have so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to teach them that kind of mentality from a young age.
You know, white people, yeah, I'm gonna say this, I don't think white people are taught that either. I think the difference between white and black people is that they have generational wealth. So they don't have the issues that we have with problem. So with white people,
that's true.
their parent doesn't take, I don't think their parents say, oh, I'm going to teach you how to save and put money in the piggy bank.
No, I don't think that they teach you how to save. I agree with that.
Yeah.
They do have generational wealth, you're right. But at the same time though, they have a certain type of cultural capital that a lot of black people don't have. So a cultural capital meaning they come from a middle class environment anyway, where they observe these things. And even if you're not directly telling a child, you know, put this coin in the piggy bank and then it's going to add up to this, you're hearing these types of conversations take place.
Can you blame some black people for that?
No, because we've been, again, since slavery times, since colonialism, this is what's been. We've been deprived.
Yeah.
If there's a starving person and then you put them into a room of food, this person's not gonna care about this food needs to last me a week or 2 weeks. They're gonna feel like I haven't had food for so long, I'm just gonna eat everything in it.
Not thinking about
they're not thinking about the longevity of it.
Yeah.
So I do see it as a result of oppression, and I don't blame any black person. But at the same time, I'm not saying we need. And something I've started realizing more and more people saying is us as black people, we don't need handouts, and we don't need like things like welfare. A lot of it further pushes us into poverty because it gets us into a mindset of feeling entitled, feeling like we don't have to work for anything. We've been so oppressed that people just need to give us things now, and it takes away our authority and our power to create our own wealth, to not rely on anyone. And that is, again, I'm trying to change the mentality to say, yo, every black person, you are crazy powerful. You're crazy immense. Just because you grew up in ends in a council estate and you came on a boat from Africa, whatever, like that doesn't mean nothing. Because when you land here, you arrive in that meeting room and you can blow people away. You know what I'm saying? So
the land of opportunity.
Yes, the land of opportunity.
Just to co-sign exactly with what you're saying, is sort of similar towards how the Jews, they've grown up actually hearing that from early about, you know, keeping the money within the family, within their community. The same way even with Asians. You know how you look, sometimes you'll see like a newsagent and you'll probably see like another newsagent that's like across the road or like a few doors away, and you're realising that these are all cousins.
Exactly.
You know, so you realise that they've been taught from young to keep money within their community. The harsh reality is with us, we're just taught to survive. That's it. That's
okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So if I took someone like Sam, you'll probably like think like so many other people that we put financial literacy to the side because we're trying to make it, we're trying to get this thing, because in our craft it feels like we don't need to worry about financial literacy because our craft isn't really rooted in finance, but our craft would lead to financial riches, hopefully. So what would mean why would you need to pause learning about your finances along the way, your journey? Like,
You could do it together. Honestly, you really can.
yeah,
Think how much time you have in a day. Do you know what I mean? You can really.
I know, but you're talking about you, because you said no, it's not in your priority.
Yeah.
But how old are you?
I don't want to say my name.
All right, let's say he's under 25, innit? Big man. 32. I'm joking. He's under 25,
I'm
yeah?
definitely way under 30. Let's just say that.
All right.
Way under 30.
Under 30,
so
yeah?
calm.
We are no longer 16 years old,
No.
right? So at this age, we should be thinking of real future shit, like my finances. Have I got a credit card? Is my credit good? Do I know where to check if my credit's bad? Do I know what I need to do to make sure my credit's good? Do you know what I mean? These little things are things that we should be worrying about at a certain age. Even if we want to become the best artists, the best singers, the actors of the world, we still need to make sure that our normal life shit is up to par, because without financial literacy, imagine you become a billionaire tomorrow.
Hey, I
And-
claim it.
And honestly,
claim it.
claim it. But imagine you become a billionaire tomorrow and someone says to you, oh, Sam, you're learning. Yeah. Let me deal with your finances. And because you did not learn your finances from before, this guy could easily tell you.
Besides from, you know, cosmetic stores, besides from food shops, what else do we have?
I'm just tired of being a cow, man. Like I'm tired of, I'm tired of people just selling products because of us.
Yeah.
Like creating genres of music. Like we created music, we created art, we created everything that made it great to be a human being, but we don't get to enjoy the spoils of it because we are just
The
blind.
thing is, we're used to it, bro. As sad as it is, look at where we're coming from. Look at the amount of resources that we have within just that one specific continent, and it's been robbed from us from year after year after year after year from people from outside.
I'm gonna start crying,
We're
fam.
used to
You're saying things that are mad
Harsh
triggering
reality
me.
is just-
Yeah.
it's just- and
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
it's
saying
not-
it like oh, this is it, tough luck. No, it's shit. It's so shit. But it's just like, what can we do now to actually educate our generation, generation above, and the next generation
Everything.
to actually tell them, keep the money within us. But then again, how hard is it for us to do that when you've got bullshit quality that's out there as well, that we've got within ourselves to some extent? And we're pressuring and threatening people to say, you have to support us, you have to do this, you have to do that. You feel me?
Yeah, bro. And honestly, the truth is, and the way I'm going about it is saying my mission statement to everyone I meet, like supporting things like GUAP that are trying to do things as well. Every time I meet a business that's got a bigger why, and the why is about I'm trying to elevate my continent, not trying to elevate me and my little entrepreneurial endeavor. You get me? Every time I hear, because my man comes to me, says he's got a Ferrari, that means nothing to me. And to his face, I will tell him he means nothing to me. My man comes in with a Versace belt or limited edition this, I will tell him, fam, I got my jacket out of a dumpster and what? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to show black people that none of this material stuff means nothing. None of this material stuff means anything. It's the legacy you're building, and that's the narrative, I think. I think if we're really going to try and change things for our people, we need to be thinking legacy.